Day 2 from Big 12 Football Media Days in Frisco, Texas. The Kansas Jayhawks are here. QB1 for the Kansas Jayhawks also here as well. Jalon Daniels joining us in Frisco. Jalon, we don't have a whole lot of time, so let's just dive right into it. First and foremost, just looking at you compared to even just a couple of years ago when I saw you in Texas, I'm like, all right, there's JD. You had the flash and everything. Last year we saw a little bit of you. And just look at you now, it looks like everyone's wondering, health-wise, where JD's at.
Yeah.
Just saying, just by looking at you, you look like you're in pretty good shape. So
100%.
how you feeling right now going into the season?
I mean, first of all, I'm feeling blessed. First of all, without him, I wouldn't be able to be anywhere where I'm at today. So I definitely give credit to my Lord and Savior. But, man, I'm feeling great. I can't complain. At the end of the day, there's been bigger trials and tribulations that have been in front of me that I've had to face, and being able to overcome every single one of them that come my way have played a big part of being able to make me the man that I am today. So, I'm feeling great. I'm ready to go. As you said, I feel like I'm in some of the best shape that I've been in my entire life. And fall camp is down the street. It's almost time to put those helmets and shoulder pads on, and it's time to go throw the pill a little bit.
Yeah. What was the spring season like for you? I know that was a little bit different too. So
100%.
what was spring season like for you this year?
Yeah, it was light for me. I had to be able to, find ways to be able to get in with the offense as much as I could. First of all, I want to give a shout out to Cole Ballard because he did a great job of being able to, when I wasn't able to do everything 100%, he did a great job being able to lead the troops, being able to, lead walkthroughs when he had to, being able to make sure everybody was on time where they need to be at, and making sure that the offense was be able to stay as one. He basically made it easy for me to be able to just walk back in.
What was last season like for you? I know I was talking to DJ and talking to multiple people going into the season, a lot of hype, everyone excited, and then so many close losses. But then you go on this winning streak. You knock off ranked opponent after ranked opponent. So the way that you finished definitely was strong.
100%.
But the way that it started definitely was a little bit different. So what did you learn from last season?
Man, first of all, with this game of football, I feel like it gives you a lot of lessons about life in general. And it also just goes to say that when you think you have it all figured out, you absolutely don't. We felt as if we had, first of all, we had a lot of people coming back from the year prior. We did a great job of being able to help build the University of Kansas back up into, a competitive football program. And I feel like that allowed us to be able to feel like, okay, we can go in, be able to play football, and, we've been doing this together. And then when you go out there and expect things to happen and they don't, how will you respond to the trials and tribulations that are, that you're about to face? I feel like that's an area that we emphasize the most this year. When something happens, when adversity hits, how are you going to respond to it? And emphasizing that this whole entire offseason, I believe, will give us a jump start into this upcoming season, because within the game of football, you never know which play is the difference. You never know which play loses or wins you the game, but as long as you do everything that you can to focus on that 1% and being able to do as much as you can to be able to make the difference outside of just being on the field, it'll allow you to be able to go out there more confidently.
Well, you're a competitor. I think we all understand that. Last year, the one thing I just kind of said, there's a difference when you get those practice reps. There's a difference between rubber bullets and live bullets.
100%.
And when you miss time like you did the year before, and you're trying to get ready for the upcoming season, it's a whole other ball game to go from practice to actual game mode. So did you feel like you got more comfortable as the season went along for the most part? Did it take a little bit to get adjusted at the beginning of the season?
Yeah, 100%. I definitely feel as if, as the season went on, I'm playing football. I've been playing football my whole entire life. So as the season went on, you start to, of course, you feel more comfortable. Everybody likes to give me the excuse of he was getting back to it. He hadn't played football in so long. But I'm a firm believer in you should be your worst critic. And for me, I don't look at it as, okay, I've been away from football for so long. I look at it as I didn't do enough to be able to put myself in the best position to be able to help this team win games. And when you look at it ultimately that way, you do as much as you can during the next offseason to be able to make sure that you don't make those same mistakes or you don't have the same outcome as the year before. So like we talked about earlier, last year was definitely, it was as much as people want to say we lost, we did this, we did that. One thing my mother always told me is you never lose, you either win or learn. And with the loss margin on a scoreboard, yeah, you could look at it as they went 5-7, but within those 7 losses, there was a lot of lessons that I learned for my future self. Yeah, we weren't able to make it happen in the moment, but down the line, I bet the Kansas Jayhawks don't make the same mistake they did this year, next year. And for myself, when I am playing football at a different level, I bet that I don't make those same mistakes that I made last year as well.
Last year, you had a lot of guys coming back from the skill positions group. This year, way different story, but everyone's talking about Emmanuel Henderson and what he's able to bring to the table from Alabama. Let's talk about that relationship. Some would say this is a clear-cut number one. It feels like you two have a good relationship already at this point. So give me a glimpse of what he's going to be like in a Kansas uniform this year.
Yeah, first of all, E-Man is a speedster. I feel as if you don't really see too many wide receivers out here that are able to consistently run a 23-mile-per-hour in workouts, in practice, in every single way that we are working out, where he has a GPS system on him. To speak more about our relationship, I literally just came back from Los Angeles with most of the receiver room that you guys probably know about. Literally just came back home with me for the past weekend, over the 4th of July weekend. So, like I said earlier, when there was times that Cole Ballard had to take over for a second, I got the chance to be able to spend time with all the receivers as much as I could, to be able to make sure that we're on the same page. We went to go work out. We went to go do routes on air with my quarterback coach. We got the chance to be able to go view LA, and I feel like being able to build that type of camaraderie while you're with each other outside of just being on the field will allow me to be able to go out there. Let's say that his route is supposed to be at a certain depth. I can feel confident enough to be able to go talk to him and tell him this and this and that.
No Devin Neal by your side at tailback, but we all know Daniel Highshaw's more than capable of being a great tailback. You also have some other guys as well. Give me a glimpse of what the running back room is going to be like for you.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, we all know Daniel Highshaw. He's been at Kansas since I've been at Kansas, which is, about 15 years
Crazy,
now?
Yeah, 15 years.
It's been
about
15 years now. But, we all know the capabilities and the skill set that Daniel Highshaw comes with. It's going to be more about, being able to watch him go out there and do it. Everybody else in the running back room, we've gotten the chance to be able to have LaShawn Williams transfer in. We have Johnny Thompson, who's just now coming back for, I believe, his 3rd year as a Jayhawk. Harry Stewart going into his 2nd year as a Jayhawk. And, being able to have all these guys learn from each other, older guys learning from younger guys. And LaShawn and Daniel won't get the chance to be able to be in a Jayhawks uniform next year, but we have Johnny Thompson and Harry Stewart who are able to learn from under these people, be able to learn under their belt, but also be able to take these reps and be able to make sure that the Jayhawks continue to keep striving afterwards.
What's the relationship like with Coach Lappel? He just sat down here. He's waving at you.
What's up,
Coach? He's right there waving. What's the relationship like with that guy?
I mean, it's been a great one, to be honest. One thing that me and Coach Leipold have always talked about when speaking to other people is that, there's a trust factor between us two. There's a trust factor that I'm going to keep it 100 with him no matter what's going on in my life, and he's going to keep it 100 with me, whether if it's about me be what I need to do to be able to make it to the next level, what I need to do to be able to help the team get better, what I need to do to be able to become a better man and athlete. Because at the end of the day, he came into the University of Kansas when I was only 18 years old. So he's watched me go from an 18-year-old to a 22-year-old, and he's been able to, watch me grow, especially within the realm of where college football is now.
Yeah.
This is it's sad to say it, but this is a situation that's very rare right now. I mean, I'm probably one of the last quarterbacks that have been at their same school from 2020 to 2025, and that's definitely hats off to him, because he created such a culture and environment that people want to be a part of. It's not just about who's getting this, who's getting that, who's getting this. Because one thing that we believe in is, comparison is the thief of joy. If you continue to keep comparing yourself statistically, financially, lifestyle-wise, you're never going to find happiness within that. And Coach has done a great job of being able to make sure that we cultivate an environment within our building that is that way.
Well, you brought up just how college athletics as a whole is crazy. I mean, I'm going to ask about NIL. I'm not going to go into specific deals, but what's it like dealing with that in your shoes? Because I'm sure it's wild. You have to talk about it, and you got to pay attention to it. And look, it's great. I mean, we should be in this position, but it's another layer
100%.
added to it, which in your shoes, you're like, well, I got this pressure to go out there and just deliver, but now you throw out the other stuff, it's, wow, now I really got more pressure to go out there and deliver.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, pressure is a privilege. I feel as if anybody who is feeling pressure or is in a high pressure situation, you were put there for a reason, and you put yourself in that situation. I don't look at it. For me, when I came into college, NIL wasn't a thing.
Right.
NIL didn't become a thing until July of 2021. I became a college student in June 2020. So my goals and aspirations were never on making money in college. It was always about being able to get the best opportunity to be able to make the most of everything that I am going to college for. I got the chance and blessed with the opportunity to be able to receive a Kansas offer 2 weeks before signing day, sign to Kansas without ever visiting. And, I mean, life has had its trials and tribulations, but at the end of the day, I feel like I'm in a better position than I ever would be if I took any other route that I would have had taken. So, like we said, talking about the landscape of NIL, yeah, it's great. It's great. It's something that I believe that should have been introduced to the college athletics world a very long time ago, but it teaches us very young. There's a lot of things that college students and high school students wouldn't even know about financially if it weren't for NIL, like LLCs, being able to make sure that you have a C Corp, S Corp, depending on what it is, filing taxes. This is stuff that people don't know until they're, okay, you made it to the NFL, and now we're just going to give you millions of dollars without working with hundreds of thousands. Now you're working with millions and tens of millions. So it's definitely taught me a lot of lessons financially, but I feel like it best prepares everybody to be able to make it to the next level.
I appreciate the insight, JD. Thank you so much for being here. Congratulations on all the success, and most importantly, best of luck, best of health this upcoming year.
Thank you. I appreciate it.